Random Roadrunner is the 2. It's a part of the Be Open series where Jesus was like, today with me in paradise. Sometimes you have the same crime and the worst offense or consequence. Sometimes you are guilty by association. I don't care if he tells me to post, I'm going to post. If Jesus wants me to post and he wants me to speak his word, I'm going to speak his word. I don't care who's listening. This Random Roadrunner is the 2. Okay? Where Jesus was like, today with me in paradise. Where people have the same crime and the worst offense or the worst consequence. Or you're guilty by association. You ever had somebody that you linked up with and they require that you do the same things they do or hate the same people they hate? You don't even know why you're doing it. It's just because off the simple fact that we are associating ourselves with each other. In the Be Open series, it's helping you to be more open about it, because some people aren't open about their Christianity because they might not think that the person that they're linking up with might not connect to it. And as you rub off your Christianity to them, they have their life that they live or that they lead and the things that they're rubbing off on you. Good or bad, you never know what someone's doing when they link up. When Jesus linked up with his disciples, he didn't know Simon Peter would go and cut off an ear. You know, in John 18:10-11, this person he's connected with, Simon Peter, drew a sword without asking him and slashed off the right ear of the high priest's slave. You ever had that friend that's just ready to go? As soon as Jesus like, there go my accusers, he ready to fight. And there are those people that are willing to, go to bat for you. But the consequences there. And it's like, I didn't agree to that. I just told him there go my haters. And he slashed off their ear. I didn't tell him to go do that. So should you get the consequences of what he did? No. So Jesus said to Peter, put your sword into the sheath. Shall I not drink the cup which my Father has given me? Jesus is so sweet. He ain't on that on site. Sometimes quit playing. Sometimes he is. But I'm just saying, he's not going to do it the way in the manner in which we would do, because his thoughts and ways are not ours. Even in Job, his wife is like, curse God. Are you still trying to maintain your integrity? Curse God. Even Job's wife in Job 2:9, his wife said to him, are you still trying to maintain your integrity? Curse God and die. In all this, Job did not sin with his lips. Some of the servants and stewards of God, or if you have a relationship with God or you're supping with him, you know what not to do. You know what's right and what's wrong in the sense of your relationship with God. And people from the outside looking in don't understand your peace surpassing all understanding. They don't understand your God will provide. All they see is what they see with their eyes, the current situation of the circumstance in which you're in. But when you're a servant and a steward of God, you're not in the present. You've already prophesied over this situation. You've already seen this situation end. You've already seen the provision and heard the voice of God of what's going to happen or occur. So when someone tells you to curse God and die, you're like, no, this is not going to happen. I've been upright before God. I have everything I got from God. And sometimes that's just not the place and the mindset you're in when you're connected with God. But people from the outside looking in, or your partner in crime, or the person connected to you, might seem to think that the decisions should be different. And you have to tell them and lead in a different way. Even God was just speaking to me saying that I should consult with him and be there for him to direct my path. Because I've gotten to the point where I've direct and chosen for myself, which is fine when I'm in a place to do that. But if you're not in a place to do that, you should definitely have a connection. Bible with Adam and Eve. There was a place and there was a direction. God had him in the place in the garden. What to do? To tend and watch over it. So while Adam is there, he's tending and watching over. You may have a husband or a man is like, I'm just here at the house and I'm going to work. And that's what I do. Period. A place and a direction. And then you'll have an instruction from God. God told Adam, you may freely eat the fruit of every tree in the garden, except the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So the instruction God told Adam, you may freely eat the fruit of every tree in the garden, except the tree of knowledge of good and evil. If you eat of this fruit, you are sure to die. So the woman asks, who's stubborn? Because most of our connections of the two are, did God really say you must not eat the fruit from any of the trees in the garden? Of course we may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, the woman replied. What do you have when the connection that you made or the person that you're connected to has actually went against the grain, went against what you believe. You know, do you disconnect from them, or do you convert them into your beliefs when you're with the two? Because there's an offense, there's a crime, and there's some time. You know, in Luke 23, 2 others, both criminals, were led out to be executed with him, with Jesus. When they came to a place called the Skull, they nailed him to the cross, and the criminals were also crucified, one on his right and one on his left. Jesus was not a criminal. He was just the king, and he had the same offense as the criminals. I don't want to say be careful who you connect with, because you could connect with someone and it can change. So, you know, leading with direction and the spirit of the Most High God. Even in the Bible, it tells you light and dark don't mix. You know, the sin of good and evil don't mix. So sometimes it's not just saying, you know, you still love your neighbor with all your heart, all your soul as yourself. But it's just like, you know, sometimes we have to use our mind state of, where is this leading me? What path is this taking me down? Is this beneficial for my future? Is this conducive to my environment, my growth as an individual? And some situations and circumstances are that way, and God will tell you and lead you and direct you, especially if you're close to him, to make sure that your way is fruitful and that you are able to live life and life more abundantly, so that you don't go down a road of hell and destruction. Because there are some people that are set out specifically and particularly just to send you down a hell destruction road, and God is there to guide you and direct your path and light the way. So you just have to ask him and use that kind of guidance in that particular situation. Much love. Be blessed. God's love.